internet, and welcome to season 376, episode 2 of DAILY ZEITGEIST.
Yeah!
It's a production of iHeartRadio. It's a podcast where we take a deep dive into American shared consciousness, and it's Wednesday, February 19th, 2025.
It's, let's see. It's National Vet Girls Rise Day. This is for, I think, veterans, but this country no longer acknowledges people who have fought in wars on behalf of the United States. So I guess we'll just put that to the side. It's also National Arabian Horse Day, National Lash Day, and National Chocolate Mint Day. If you like mint chocolate chip ice cream, that's what the photo is. It's your day. Okay? I
think of chocolate mints. I think of the
Andes.
Andes.
Yeah.
Andes.
Those are good. Yeah.
And also sometimes occasionally when you're leaving a restaurant, instead of having the wrapped red and white disc peppermints.
Oh, the green and brown.
They have the green and brown.
Yeah.
The like green and brown junior mint M&Ms, essentially. A little thicker candy coating than the M&Ms.
Yes.
But ooh, those hit after
Wow,
a nice Casa Lupita. A nice
I was going to say
Casa Lupita.
Did you just eat in the Midwest in 1989 or something?
I did.
Because those I felt like
I'm calling back to. Yeah.
Where is Casa Lupita?
Dayton, Ohio. It was a chain restaurant that I assumed was on par with Chi-Chi's and other Mexican fine dining establishments that were chains. And come to find, I've never seen it again in my entire life. Yeah.
Casa Lupita.
But they had a cheese enchilada that a 9-year-old Ohioan would die for.
Perfect. Just ketchup and American cheese.
Raised on Skyline chili at the mall. You know?
All
right. My name is JackO'Brien, aka can't wait to get the polio virus. It'll be fun. It'll be fun when we get the polio virus. We haven't had it for years, but it's gonna appear because vaccines are about to be out of here. That one courtesy of Peanutty Brown on the Discord. Just getting hyped, getting excited for the polio virus.
Yes, yes.
Shouts out to our new medical overlord, RFK Jr.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled to be joined, as always, by my co-host, Mr. Miles Gray!
Hey, it's Miles Gray. You know the Lord of Lancashire. The Shogun with no gun, or also known as, look, on my display name is Hideo Noho, a.k.a. Hideo No Home, and the No Jerseys Devil. Shout out to the Frequent News Ghost for my trauma-based a.k.a. I loved seeing in the Discord people be like, I don't know if it's okay to make jokes about the fire yet. I'm trying to do it. Look, y'all, I know y'all love me. I love y'all. We can joke together. But that crossed the line. No, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to everybody giving a shit, and I appreciate all of the Zeitgeist creatures. And yes, that it did make me laugh. The No Jerseys Devil, because damn,
No Jerseys Devil and
they're gone.
Home. Jesus Christ, you guys.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Hey, if you can't laugh about it, hey, if other
Miles
people can't laugh
cool
at
with
me.
it, not me. I think you guys are fucked up. Right?
I'm so mad at you guys.
I'm so mad right now on behalf of my friend Miles. That's fucked up.
It's one of those things, I think, because we're so familiar with each other. I honestly I laugh when I see it.
Yeah. Shout out to the listener who came up and said hi at Legoland over the weekend.
Shout out to
Zeitgeist.
Oh, just like that?
Yeah, Zeitgeist.
Almost like being like, you a fan? Hey, you fuck with music? Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, man, love that show.
What do you mean?
That's what I should have said.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Footnotes, dude. Hell yeah, bro. You too? All right, Zeitgeist.
Instead, I said, oh, look, a fan. Way too loud to.
Honey, look.
Babe, get over here. He's like, oh, no, man, sorry. I'm actually on my way to arrive. No, you gotta wait. Won't let him leave.
Please let go of my hand, sir. No, just one fucking side, you fucking coward. Fine, leave.
Coward. All right. Well, Miles, we're thrilled to be joined in our third seat by a brilliant anti-racism educator, activist, writer, creator of the acclaimed podcast White Homework. It's Tori Williams Douglas.
Hi.
Extended scream.
Happy
Tori.
Black History Month. I'm happy to be
Black.
here.
Well, let me just look at my Google Calendar really quick.
Oh no.
Not coming up.
Terrible news.
We're not looking at Google. I've switched to DuckDuckGo.
Oh wow.
Changed my default settings so I don't have to. Yeah.
Isn't it funny the things that are nudging us over the line to finally like disconnect from like these evil companies? Like it's like all the stuff before, and then I'm like, that's it. The maps plus the lack of Pride months and history months that have gone bye. No, I now use Apple Maps.
I know, because Apple's the good guys.
I use Waze, a company from
that
Israel,
is owned by Google.
So we're good here.
We're all
some of the maps that people were like, in other examples of places that haven't made the switch. I was like, I've never heard of these fucking places.
Bing didn't.
Bing. Oh wow, Bing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do they have maps?
Bing.
I don't know. Seems like how could they not?
I mean, this should maybe just motivate us to use paper maps again. I mean, I used to do that as a youth, so I might.
Yeah, you kept it in your car.
Back. Yeah, the Thomas Guide.
I like DuckDuckGo.
The Thomas Guide. Yep.
Yeah,
I like DuckDuckGo because when I'm making a sacrifice around on ideological grounds, I like to feel like I'm making a sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know, like the thing is objectively worse in most ways.
It's harsh out there for sure.
Proton mail, you know, can't really search.
Just got me one of those. Just got me one of those. Yep.
Yeah, not great, but why should it be? You know,
taking one for the team, you guys.
Turns out a lot of the things that were like greasing the wheels of our applications was like their desire to rob you blind.
Listen, Jesus had his cross. Frodo had to carry the ring. We have proton mail.
Wow, I never thought about it like that. Yeah. Now I feel good.
I know.
Now I feel like Jesus Smeagol.
That's
oh god, it's a good thing we're not. Yeah, it's a good thing we're not using AI, right? Because that'd be funny.
Oh god, honestly, someone. Yeah, that is a good one. Just replace anything with Jesus with Smeagol. Now I want to see him. I want to see Smeagol washing the feet of the tax collector. I want to see it all.
Oh, Mary Magdalene washing Smeagol's feet with her hair.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We can make this really weird, guys. Like real weird, real fast.
I can see Smeagol being so weird trying to resurrect Lazarus and shit.
I'm like, he's like, can I get in there?
Yeah, they're like, if anything, maybe we don't. Maybe I think Lazarus would have wanted it this way rather than have a freaky dude with a loincloth all hovering over him.
Like, hey.
Was Jesus walking around in a loincloth, or is that just because one of his most iconic moments happened on the cross?
No, Smeagol in the loincloth.
Smeagol's walking around
in
the
loincloth. Yeah. Got it.
But then, like, on the cross, it fits. It's the right aesthetic.
That was an aesthetic choice.
It was an aesthetic choice.
I'm going to take off my pants. Sir, you don't have to do that before the crucifixion. No, I want to be up here in my loincloth.
We have talked before about some theories being floated that Jesus had a foot thing, and I had forgotten the story about Mary Magdalene washing his feet with her hair. Washing his hair with her feet would be awesome.
Other direction. You just
that would fully be like, yo, Jesus couldn't escape the fucking rumors if that happened. Bro, he had her wash his damn hair with her feet. The fuck is wrong with him? I don't know, bro. He bailed me out of my party, man. I didn't have enough wine or food.
But I suspect that like there's lots of evidence of the foot fetish thing that I just don't know the Bible well enough to know. But yeah,
for sure.
Tori, come on in.
Well,
the hair foot thing is like that feels like, usually he's like, no. He's always the one who's like, no. Like I serve you. But then when it comes to like washing his feet with her hair, he's like, yeah, okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually he's like, nope, that's
get in between those toes.
Jack, you know so much about the Bible. Is this because of Miles?
No, he's also a tortured Catholic.
Okay.
I'm a torching Catholic. Yeah.
All right.
I had Lutheran school just crammed in my brain from kindergarten to 8th grade, and then switched to Catholicism for high school. And I was like, y'all are fucking strange.
Oh God, that's weird. Yeah.
Got it all, Got it all. Like
full spectrum.
Then I remember a couple times we go to Presbyterian like youth group because like a bunch of kids I knew in like middle school were going, and I was like, what the fuck? Y'all don't even swear in here? The fuck is this shit? We are 12. We should be saying the F word, okay?
Is that real?
What? Saying the F word? Yeah, no, I did.
Presbyterian school?
I went to a Presbyterian like youth group thing because like other kids I knew, like kids who weren't fully like on some Jesus stuff, were like, "Yo, it's fun, dude. We do like scavenger hunts around the city or whatever." And I went, and like everything.
Not fun.
It's no, okay. Not even with like the very wholesome. Like the scavenger hunt was like, tell a stranger they're a good. Like it was like weird. Like this wasn't shit. Wasn't fun. It was like doing like Christ stuff out in the open.
Random.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Wash somebody's feet with your hair.
With your hair, exactly.
That is difficult for those of us with short hair.
Yeah. At the time, I think I was recruited. I had very long, luscious hair. Great for feet washing. So anyway.
We need somebody to do the foot washing. Mm-hmm. Tori.
Yes.
It's great to have you here. We're going to get to know you a little bit better in a moment. First, we're going to tell the listeners a couple of things we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Trump's just like kind of sampling the studio space a little bit, like, in terms of which dictators to like cozy up to. And this weekend he was on his Napoleon shit. So we'll talk about that a little bit and get to see a clip of Fox News being really, really into it. Really into his appearance at the Daytona 500. We'll talk about the MAGA getting mad at Tom Hanks for a 9-year-old SNL joke over the weekend. They really just have it out for him, man. They're just really like
for Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, yeah. They just MAGA, huh? they want to.
Or you mean Tom Hanks
mad at him?
Has it out for MAGA?
Or this guy just won't leave them alone.
Oh yeah, he was part of the Q. He was in the Q conspiracy for
yeah.
Tori. Okay, thank you. Yeah. It's all coming back now.
Now you remember, Tori. Okay,
now I remember.
Convenient.
Yeah, I think I think probably he was a little too close to the pandemic, and there's been a lot of articles, long reads lately speculating that like the pandemic is what radicalized all these young people. I think it was their bad brains, but I don't know. We'll see. But he was proximal to the beginning of the pandemic, so that one coin in the bucket for that theory. Before we get to any of that shit, Tori, we do like to ask our guest, what is something from your search history that's revealing about who you are?
I have been searching. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm just a huge fan. And so yeah, it's coming back. It's coming back around. It's all coming back. This is interesting because like Tasmania, outside of Australia. It's a state. Did they call them states? What do they call them in province?
Nation?
What do they
province?
call it? No, it's part of Australia. It's an Australian state,
Territory.
Whatever the equivalent is.
It's an island state. It's considered a state. Yes.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty anti-Australia because, I think that they're a lot like. I'm conflating things here, and I'm really sorry. I'm conflating my overrated is Australia. My thing I've been Googling is Tasmania because I'm like, they get a carve out. They get a special exemption.
Okay.
From being part of Australia for me personally. Because it's got like really cool, kind of like New Zealand, got like really cool mountains and water. And like, how did this get here? And like, how was this originally populated? I don't know. I'm very interested in Tasmania, so I'm trying to like learn more about it because I would never go to Australia personally. No offense, guys. I hope this is a safe space for me to be talking shit about Australia because otherwise you're getting canceled.
What's going
for having me on?
What's going on with your dislike of Australia?
Let's skip right to the overrated.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Okay. So I was skeptical at first, right? But then I went to Japan a lot of
Mhm.
Australians visiting Japan.
Uh-huh.
I feel like then they were the Americans of like Asia, right? They were way too
Oh,
loud.
so you've
They were
just met
rude.
Australians abroad. I see.
Uh-huh.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Mozzies, as the Brits call them, because they're like
Mozzies.
mosquitoes. Yeah, they're not like
Really?
Yeah.
I love this.
Everyone
The
has
British are so mean.
I know.
The
and I'm like,
British
It's just so perfect.
all of this is your fault, dickhead.
Little Mozzies in there.
I know.
Little
This is all-
Mozzies.
all your fault. Shut the fuck up.
We're all we're
all of
also
us
their
came from
fault.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're
It's
all
my
in this shit
shitty
show
great
together. Yeah,
my shitty. And okay, so I know that as an American I don't really have room to talk.
100%.
I did
No, we have
notice
nothing to
that
contribute.
like the way that like Australians engage in a different culture was just very loud, very rude, lots of assumptions, lots of how come they don't speak English. And I was like, what is happening here?
Wow.
And I decided that I was going to be brave on the show and just say, I think Australia is overrated.
Wow.
Damn,
Hit him with it.
that is brave.
Not your music though. Not your music, Australia. Love your music. No, I mean this is a problem all of these countries have that sort of come off this same tree because being Japanese, when I go to Japan, I notice this all the time, and it's usually Americans or Australians, and you notice it a lot in spaces where people are being like normal. Like, for example, just because you can drink alcohol on the streets doesn't mean that every public space in Japan is like a fucking sidewalk festival
Gras,
for you to
yeah.
get ripped. And like on the train platforms, I always see, and I notice Australians and Americans love getting drunk as shit on a train platform and like scream talking. And I'm like, Jesus, shut the fuck up. Read the goddamn country. You don't do this shit. But I think
They
that's
don't
just
have
like
laws because they don't have to. They're like, we don't have to tell people not to do this. What's wrong with you?
right. Yeah. No, and I can see, well, yeah, and especially in a place like Japan that's mostly so docile and calm and tranquil, to have that punctuated by screaming and people crushing beer cans and just tossing them like on the sidewalk. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I feel like the bone deep white supremacy of lots of these countries around the world was surprising to me as somebody who was like, man, America is really racist growing up, and then like as an adult, you know, just not being that familiar with Australia, and then finding out, it is there too. In a
integral
major way.
Yeah,
there too, because I have made this exact point on the internet before, but I do just always want to make it that it's like, just like America, not saying like Australia, you know, Americans are really one to talk here, but it's bad there as well. In ways that I was not expecting. Just back to Tasmania real quick.
Yeah.
I did not pick I think because of Warner Brothers cartoon, I feel like the pop cultural like zeitgeist mindscape of Tasmania is not New Zealand. It's you know, the outback, I feel like, is what I picture. You know, like Tasmanian devil. Tasmanian devil background is what I'm drawing on, which is usually just like dirt. Right?
No, it is very like outbackish for sure. Tasmania, like the actual place, doesn't seem to have much of that. It's very fascinating geologically to me. Which, not to say the outback isn't necessarily fascinating. It's just like there's not a lot going on visually, I suppose.
We like mountains.
Yeah.
We like greenery.
We like mountains and oceans. Like when the mountains come up out of the ocean, that's the best, in my opinion. And so New Zealand, great. Puget Sound, also very cool, in my opinion. Vancouver, BC, stunning. I'm just realizing I can add Tasmania to this list so they get a special exemption from being part
They're
of.
going to ask that you not. The greatest trick the Tasmanian devil ever pulled was convincing billionaires that it didn't exist, as a great place to
They're
move
going to ask me to don't Google me.
Yeah, could you just stop?
Wait, when did you go to Japan?
Oh, end of 2023.
Oh, okay. Wait,
Yeah.
I was there too at the end of 2023.
I know. Yeah, I got back and I saw
Yeah, what the heck?
saw you were posting about it.
What the heck?
It was really cool.
I hate like, it's so weird. It's like made me xenophobic as like a Japanese person, because like I can't believe how people act in Japan anymore. Like, it's really pisses me off.
Like foreigners, like tourists.
Yeah. It's like the Jake Paul, whichever Paul brother really kicked off that shit with his harebrained shit about being like, dude, you can fuck with these people, they don't even push back. Has really made it a very appealing place for like sick people, like who truly are going there. Like, you see all the live streamers who now go there, and like nuisance live streamers.
Yeah,
it's wild. I just saw a video. This dude got his ass beat by some Japanese dudes, and I'm like, that's not. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I think we've had it, because that's not some shit you see normally. Is Japanese people putting hands on foreigners like that?
Yeah.
But it's happening. It's happening, and I think especially because the economy isn't great in Japan, and a lot of people go because the yen is so weak and just act a fool. Meanwhile, Japanese people are slowly like, our wages haven't gone up in like fucking 20 years.
I'm sure I get pegged as American just because like the way I dress and wwhatever, even though I'm not like talking loud or like walking around drunk or whatever, like being a nuisance. But yeah, I'm always like, I have so much. Anytime I'm anywhere near any kind of like Westerner, I'm like, I'm embarrassed.
It almost like, I think it's one of those things too. You go abroad and you hate seeing American people. You're like, I'm trying to
it's mortifying
away from you.
It's mortifying. Like, yeah, like all of these like older white people talking about like, well, you know, they're making a lot of progress banning abortion, which is so great. Like talking about the states, right? And it's like, can we just be on vacation and you not talk about your shitty politics anyway?
Hey, do you want to eat some poisonous blowfish, Richard?
Like literally anything. It's just like, oh god, it's being an American is mortifying. That's what my like anti-Australia thing is. It's just projection.
So we heard you think Australia and all its people are overrated.
What
is something you think is underrated?
Underrated? Oh my god, I literally had this like sitting here and then it fell out of my brain. This is why I have to write it down.
Writing things down.
Writing things down is very, very underrated.
Where'd it go?
Okay, we're just gonna do arts and crafts and being bad at things.
Hey,
drawing,
what are you
puzzles,
bad at?
Drawing. I'm bad at drawing, painting, all kinds of artsy shit. And I think it's good to do those things anyway.
I can color in the lines. I can color inside the lines like a motherfucker. Now, don't ask me to draw something.
Draw anything.
I was drawing with the Geist Child, and he's really into planes and shit. I tried. This plane.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
How do I even fail at the most basic? I should have just done lines. I'm like, this is oh no, it looks like a fucked up shoe that got all flappy.
And I would say that he doesn't care, but my kids have a encyclopedic knowledge of like the things I can and can't draw. They're like, well, you can draw sharks and like sometimes people's faces, like 1 out of every 3 times, and nothing else, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, that's all I did.
Put the pen down.
Kids.
Yeah.
Why are kids like this? It's so harsh.
A lot of people who watch the YouTube videos have complimented me on my 6-year-old's art in the background. That's actually mine.
Yeah, that's
my drawings. So
Jack calls them case studies. Yeah, he calls them case studies for a larger work. I don't know. I'm like, that's very artsy. You're getting this is actually case study number 3. Upon reflecting on flowers, I think is what it's called.
Untitled 371. You've drawn 371 things before that? Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah,
boy.
YouTube is good for if you want to fake being good at drawing. There's little tutorials on like how to draw an airplane, and then you can show it to your kid and be like, "Drew
Fake it
this."
till you make it. Then you know.
Until the guy's child is old enough to figure out like
That
you
I'm
use
using-
YouTube.
I'm using tracing paper.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What is this thin aspect? Nothing. Go on, child. Enjoy my drawings. No.
The
what you
saddest
see.
Vermeer ever.
Oh my god, the saddest Vermeer.
Isn't Vermeer the one who like copied his paintings off of a mirror? So like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, I
they're
don't know about
"That's
this.
The
This is
only
great."
way that somebody could have, somebody with seemingly no talent could have painted this so well. Yeah.
Maybe he had poor vision, so he had to get real close to it in order. So
Yeah.
that's why the mirror worked out.
We got to do what we got to do, bro, to impress
look
these
at me.
kids. Yeah, we got to do what you got to do.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll come back and talk about the news. And we're back.
We're back.
And I did not pay much attention to what Donald Trump was up to this weekend.
At the Daytona 500?
Yeah, I know. I somehow watched every second of the broadcast of the Daytona 500 without catching the fact that no,
was
I don't
Trump?
watch the Daytona 500 because I'm not American.
Right.
But he opened the race by riding in the back of a limousine around the Daytona 500 track. And then also made some overtly dictatorial proclamations on social media, posting, "He who saves his country does not violate any law."
Damn. Take that, Chuck Schumer.
Boom.
Take that. Did you hear what he just said?
Thank
Anyone
you.
who saves his country does not violate any capital L law. Love the random
Capital L.
punctuation. Okay.
Indiscriminate capitalization.
Yeah. He came up with that, I think, too, because he tweeted
He
it,
did.
I think.
He who saves his country does not violate any law, which was attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh, fuck. See, I don't know. I don't know that
He's
guy.
one of the good guys, right? In history,
yeah.
he's seen as a
I
good
mean-
guy, I think.
Based on the Joaquin Phoenix film, I think he was like just kind of a crafty little dude getting around, getting after it out there.
Yeah. Just rough it up.
Grind-
Also, he couldn't have been that bad.
Mindset.
He inspired ABBA to make a song called Waterloo.
Waterloo.
Yeah.
So it does predictably have a much stupider origin. It's not an actual Napoleon quote. It was started with a conservative commentator, Logan Hall, posting an image of Napoleon along with
hold on.
quote.
Is that different than Logan Paul? There's another guy.
Logan
There's also
Hall.
okay, there's a guy called Logan Hall also. I was
Their conservative commentator and influencer generator is just stuck on Logan.
Yeah, right.
Logan Ball. Yeah.
Oh, LaMelo's cousin. Yeah.
Lamelo's cousin Logan.
Yeah. Logan
right.
Ball, of course.
But he posted the quote on Truth Social, and then Trump just like kind of took it from that. It was originally a quote from a Napoleon movie that came out in 1970 called Waterloo, starring Rod Steiger as Napoleon. That's one of those names that I was like, okay. And then I'm going to watch the clip and I'll be like, oh, Rod Steiger, of course. And I watched the clip. I was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Wait, so I love that again. Like it's so off. It's not even a real quote, and then it's
Not
from
a
a
quote.
fucking movie
From a
about
movie.
Napoleon. To be like, yeah, all right, dude, send that along because they think I'm doing some kind of unconstitutional nonsense. I'm just saving the country.
That's right.
Man.
And then taken by a conservative influencer, stripped of context, put with a painting of Napoleon. And voila, history is written. I was really hoping that the quote was from Napoleon Dynamite, but
Yeah.
that
What
would
if
have been
what if
stupid.
Trump just fucking posted, I bet I could throw this football clear over them mountains. And you're like,
He's got some real Uncle Rico in
yeah,
it.
oh, 100%. Tori, isn't your child, you have a Napoleon enthusiast?
I do. Yeah. It was a long, hard couple of, it was a pandemic. The pandemic and the entire pandemic was Napoleon stories and hearing about Napoleon and going as Napoleon for Halloween and
I
just
remember that,
was which was he was a very cute little Napoleon, I will say. But
really cute.
it took a while to kind of try to talk him down, although I was successful. From the idea of having a dictator who just like wants the best for the country and like wants to do all of these good things for the people, and so why wouldn't you give me all the power? I want to make the country great.
Right.
Yeah, it's very appealing to 8-year-old boys, and apparently to Trump. So
right. Yeah.
They have that in common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my reaction to this is kind of the same one that you probably had, where you're like, of all the world famous European dictators, like, not Stalin, it's not Hitler, like those would be really. How do you, as a parent, deal with your child being like, I heard of this? Love Stalin.
You heard of this? Hey, I know you like Napoleon. Do you like this Generalissimo Franco guy? You want to try him out a little bit? No, for good measure. No, okay.
Like, oh, what's this Mussolini doing in here? Yeah. No. Okay. So my kid has done a pretty big swing, but there was that moment where it was like, okay, but capitalism sucks. So Stalin, he also did that, and we're like, no, keep going, keep going. We're not stopping here. Reading. This is not your reading. Yeah. So I mean, for whatever it's worth, Trump will never get to this point because he doesn't read, but he's reading the Communist Manifesto right now. A little older, a little wiser.
Okay.
Trying to learn some stuff. Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, then get him on that Fanon next. Some France Fanon, and now you got a stew going.
Yeah. Now you're cooking. Anyway, no, this isn't terrifying at all. I do love that like the right will just constantly blast out stuff that like attributing things to the wrong people. Like this was like George Washington praying at whatever it was, like the Delaware crossing the Delaware, or like this is the prayer. Didn't Mike Johnson a couple months ago do like this is the prayer of like Thomas Jefferson, who was not really even a theist to speak of. Right. It's like he prayed this every day. Yeah. No, he didn't. And it doesn't matter. Like my thing that I keep coming back to is it's like, we had this for decades. It was like the marketplace of ideas, and you gotta put your ideas out there. Got to compete in the marketplace of ideas, and it's like this is the marketplace of reality now. Right. Like never mind ideas. It's like what actually happened and what didn't is constantly up for debate. And Trump, I think, contributes to that on a pretty much daily basis, whether or not he's in office.
It's like there's like this very like elementary school logic that's applied where it's like, well, if that historical figure said it, then it has to be okay because they're from history, like in the same where like they had like that fake MLK endorsement, like, or in the lead up to the election. And like, bro, this is a fake ass. What the fuck are y'all talking about? And they're like, well, I mean, I'm okay. Like, maybe
MLK said it.
Yeah. Like, what are we?
I mean, it's good.
Thomas Jefferson did. Okay. Yeah. I mean, luckily though, the sycophants loved this very odd display of power.
It is just interesting timing before we get to the sycophants, because this is like as they're going over to Europe and being like, by the way, you all work for us now, and your only problem is that you're not friendly enough to Nazis in the right wing, and we're Team Putin. So take
it easy. All right, see you later.
Yeah, take it easy.
Any questions?
Been nice.
No?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Great talk. We'll head on out now. Yeah, that's also, God, it's all happening so quickly.
But all the times to be quoting Napoleon, this is an interesting one.
Right.
Of all the times to be quoting not Napoleon.
Right.
So yeah, that weird racetrack display where he's like, and I will ride around in my armored car. All of his goons went on TV to tell everyone how they should think of it and how cool it is, because that's the deal now. Because that was just the sickest display of impotent power ever. So I remember that guy. He was a primary opponent, but Doug Burgum. It's always hard to remember his name. He's now the Secretary of the Interior. He went on Fox like the next day to like really just lay it on thick. I was like, that was so amazing, and it's giving full blown, I don't know, whatever dystopian vibes you want to put in there. I'll let you decide. But here's Dog Burger talking to Fox and Friends.
When we saw him take that victory lap of sorts going around the track, he seemed to be digging.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, watching President Trump in the Beast leading the pace car, leading a field of the most talented drivers in the world, kicking off the entire NASCAR season for America. When he was doing that, it reminded me of how he's actually leading the world right now.
Whoa!
I had an opportunity to be with him, with Prime Minister Modi from India, with the Prime Minister of Japan, and the world is looking to President Trump for his leadership, and he's out in front, and everybody's following his lead, and wow, is that great for America and great for the world.
That's great for the world. Obviously he's out there in an armored car, literally going in circles over and over again, going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, there are other directions you could have taken that metaphor.
Yeah, just leading people round and round on the road to nowhere. But it looks really fucking cool. Then he goes on, he keeps amping it up. He's like, oh man, the stuff he's doing now, he's found another gear.
I just like the idea that because everyone's looking at him, that he must be like leader. Like it's like, yeah, everyone looking at him the way people in the room with a monkey might follow the lead if the monkey picked up a handgun and like look at him like a monkey that just picked up a handgun.
And they're all like, whoa. They're all eyes on him.
Must be good because people are looking.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's like made you look logic
right.
of an adolescent bully.
Or just saying like, they were looking, like it was in disbelief. Yeah, but they were looking. Even though they were aghast. It doesn't matter. He goes on to continue to, demonstrate how loyal he is to the leader.
I got elected for the first time, the same time President Trump did back in November of 2016. Working with him as a governor then, he was courageous during his first term, but this time he's fearless. Whoa. He's operating at a next level. He's at a different gear. And whether you take a look at things like last Friday signing.
He's at another gear, just like ending democracy. You know what I mean? He's found a whole nother level. It's really
I want
awesome.
The person who's piloting the ship of the most powerful military in the history of the world to be fearless.
Yeah.
That's what I want him to be. Also, if you notice, his hair is pretty wet and greasy.
Yeah.
That's because he washed Trump's feet with his hair.
Oh. And it's just like the grease from his feet, he actually can't even wash it out anymore. He's like, I don't know. He's so greasy.
Going
as
with
a
the
person.
slick back now, Steve.
I guess permanently.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously people within the administration aren't the only ones who are falling in line. Again, there's always something happening. Meta recently, we found out, they also wanted to remind Trump that they are also very ready to bend both knees and bow prostrate before the leader. When Meta pulled an ad on their platform that was critical of the fascist takeover, this is a report from Musk Watch, said, quote, the ad links to an online petition which has received roughly 95,000 signatures calling for a, quote, massive public outcry demanding U.S. lawmakers take action against Musk and Doge before more damage is done. And if you look on Meta's ad library, you can kind of see like why things were, taken off or not. They claim that this ad violated its rules on, quote, unacceptable business practices. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like unacceptable business practices, according to Meta, prohibits advertisers from misleading people into purchasing or sharing sensitive information, exaggerating health-related benefits, and touting deceptive financial benefits. So the ad must have been rife with fucking lies. Here, let me read it really quick. This was the main text I think that they were at odds with. Quote, a single individual now controls sensitive U.S. data, risking our national security. Urge Congress to enforce strict oversight. Holy shit, man.
Unacceptable business practices in my book.
There. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah.
What were they thinking? So, yeah, It's
Healthy democracy crosses the line. It's just you're touting the benefits of a healthy democracy, and that's just not real.
Right. And then the Washington Post also pulled an ad recently too that was critical. So it's
Oh boy.
What do we think the chances are there's like a free election next time?
Like
not good.
4
right?
years or 2 years? I don't think it's good either way.
No, like there's no way that he's
not with the shit they're doing. Where if you think you can like kick a bunch of people off these like safety net programs and be like, yeah, then there won't be any kind of political backlash to anyone for this.
Yeah,
that's very hard to believe. I'm like, you'd have to, if you're strategizing, well, how do we take away billions from people that are keeping them alive? Well, then we have to make sure we have to nullify their opinion in an election, meaning we just have to do whatever the fuck we can to make sure these people can't vote or we can manipulate the outcomes of it.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like it's worse than people are able to like wrap their mind around at this moment. Like it's just the, inability to speak freely, the lining up of every kind of, barrier of any consequence, and the complete absence of the Democratic Party at this moment in any like effective way feels a lot just a lot stranger and like further down the path than like people. I think people are just like, yeah, well, still got to go to work in the morning, which true, But,
I think that like the trickle that this is because what they're doing, I think, is fucking with the economy. So I think that's going to hit people first. This is my theory, anyway, right? Because it's like firing all of these people with all of this expertise is going to cause problems, even if it hasn't caused any problems quite yet, like structural problems, right? Or like economic problems, like system-wide problems, right?
Yeah.
Obviously causing problems for individuals at this point. We're seeing that people are dying. But I think that I think we're going to get that. That's going to hit before we get to the polls and whether or not they respect like the outcomes of the election or somehow try to manipulate those outcomes. I mean, it's like if it's true that like Elon Musk and his little, very strange little boy squad have like access to everything, then yeah, what's the, I don't know. It's hard to say if people are going to be like, what's the point in even voting? Like, why bother? Because
sure. Will they have to even cheat? When
exactly.
When the Democratic Party has bent the knee and Trump is like, why not? Why one knee? Why the singular knee?
Right.
Why not both?
You should get a double knee.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Seems weird. Seems
weird,
bad, guys.
Seems weird.
I think it's weird.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just so hard to fathom that the order of things is completely gone, and I think that's just whether it was just or not. It's just like that's the momentum that's been carrying for the last few decades, and to be like, dude, I think that shit's fucking cooked right now.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like this thing where it's like, well, I need a few more things to make me believe that it is. I know what they're saying out loud means it's over, but now it's like the ramifications of that are now, I think, on their way. And that's when you'll start seeing things like more fucking preventable incidences, whether that's like through negligence or actual malice or just the inefficiencies that come up from doing this thing. Cause like they're definitely like they run the government like people, like anyone has worked jobs where people at the top have no idea what other people do at the company. And then they're like, yeah, they got to go. And you're like, are you serious, dude? Everything will fucking fall. I know you don't think that is an integral part, but I'm telling you, everything will fall apart if that person doesn't work here anymore. Like everything.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we're fine. Like it's working fine. And it's just one person. What could happen? And I feel like there are going to be a lot of moments where we begin to see that. But I don't know. I was surprised that they even rescinded the termination of the people who were overseeing the, rejiggering of nuclear warheads. Yeah. I guess there was a line there.
Kind of, but I think that they do the thing where they intentionally overstep and then they go back half a step and everybody's like, oh fuck, thank God, right? And it's like
Sure.
we're still not back to where we started. Like, and they keep doing that over and over.
And I'm wondering, like, what is that supposed to set up? They're like, well, remember when we rehired the people that were in charge of like all the nuclear weapons? Okay, now here's my follow-up act that makes it seem less fucked up. Yeah, it's very hard to tell. But yeah, I mean, you put on the news and they're all very much it's like Fox, even now more than ever, is truly on board with being like, yes, whatever reality is, we're going to say the opposite.
You have Trump derangement syndrome if you think that it's bad that we just fired everybody who knows how to access and control the nuclear weapons in this country.
Yeah, God, that was a sad quote too. Not even that strange relationship between Trump and Musk on like just got even weirder on that their Hannity appearance, because already that like Oval Office thing felt like, again, younger person preying on an old senile person to just wait for them to die so they can take all their money, and then but also kind of controlling them, so their family's like, I think Dad's not the one who's thinking this stuff. It's like, of course it's not. It's his
Your father loves me. Get used to
Your
it.
father loves me and says everything that I say should be respected just as if it were said by him. Are there any questions? Thank you. Moving on. But yeah, that moment was also one where we heard Musk go off about Trump derangement syndrome. And that's...
You haven't even signed your NDA from Christmas yet.
Yeah. Jesus. And when will you be changing your last name? Because he doesn't want you associating with him anymore. Yes, he told me that last night when we were in bed.
Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back.
And as mentioned up top, MAGA is mad at Tom Hanks because I think they just like have daddy issues, and he was everybody's daddy in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
my Woody.
But he was part of the SNL 50th anniversary, and the 3-hour special that included the Black Jeopardy sketch, and Tom Hanks reprised his role as the Trump supporting Doug. And in the original, like, this one is like remarkably, like, the Doug is actually a good guy in the end. It seems to be like the twist on the sketch is like Doug gets all the answers right, and then Michael Che specifically, who like co-wrote the sketch, was like, it's kind of a sketch about how like we're all the same deep down.
Doing a lot of work, so
and seemed like that was still intact. The big joke is that like everybody's like coming together and being like, yeah, okay, and Kenan Thompson as the host character goes up to him and is like, I'd like to shake your hand, and Tom Hanks is like, whoa, and instinctively backs away. So it's like we're all the same, but like not really. This guy's still racist. And that was the button of this joke, of this update on the sketch as well. And MAGA was like, nope, we're not that anymore. We're the winners, and we're not racism because Trump won.
Yeah. That's how it works. To the victor go the immutable defenses against them being racist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget how that quote goes. I forget how Napoleon said it, but it's something like that for sure. I love how they truly treated it like, how could they?
This feels like a hate crime, said Truth Air Media. They're also claiming that he won in a landslide. Not true. But even if it was, it would seem he immediately turned the keys over to someone doing a Hitler salute. So just, feels in the realm of fairness for a comedy show to satirize one of his followers as possibly being racist.
Yeah, no.
And not a hate crime.
I fucking also hate that Michael Che even is like, well, I also kind of wanted to show that it's like, don't do it along those lines. Like maybe make it more about class or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this other shit to be like, the MAGA racist might also like, No. But again, you tried. Hey, right. I will say in that thing though, Eddie Murphy killed it with his Tracy
Morgan.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
fucking amazing because he did the pout. You know that wouldn't Tracy Morgan's pout that he does. I was like, damn, this is where Eddie Murphy. You're like, you're one of the greats. No, your reggae music, not the best, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. All right, real quick, we have the first look at Christopher Nolan's follow-up to Oppenheimer. It's going to be Homer's Odyssey. It will star famous Greek American
god.
Greek god Matt Damon in the role of Odysseus. That shit just feels, in a movie when they're like doing a satire and they're like, and as Odysseus,
Matt Damon. It does feel like a joke,
man. Like, and as Napoleon, Danny DeVito.
Right.
But
oh my god!
And they released a still, a photograph of Matt Damon in costume, apparently taken while sneaking up on him from behind. He's like kind of looking away, like looking over his shoulder. Like, who the fuck is that?
It looks like
Who's
he's
this guy?
Like a dude who's about to fart in public and just kind of scanning his shoulders real quick, see if he lets it go, if anybody. All right.
And that might be what the Odyssey is about. I'm not that familiar. I was not a classics major.
I'm just saying, I saw this. I'm like, another fucking reboot? Really? How far back are we going now? How far back? Now, is it like this helmet though? What's going on with this?
People are mad about the helmet because they said it implies that MAGA is racist, and they're saying that it's historically inaccurate because the actual helmets described in the Odyssey
by Homer himself
are adorned with boar husks, and when you look at what that looked like, they kind of have like cute little top ponies.
Oh yeah. The ponytail top.
Yeah, there's got like a little ponytail top that like kind of streams backwards.
I didn't know those were boar tusks in there. Like along the side of the armor.
So you hear me say boar tusks, and you're like picturing something wild, like
spiky.
Like Viking, spiky.
Yeah.
And this is actually just like pretty. It's like very pretty, and like something that you could see somebody wearing walking down like a runway in Fashion Week.
Oh wow! Now, yeah, exactly. The latest from Balenciaga, the Mycenaean period collection. You'll love the boar tusk helmets, but not in a Corinthian style, I guess, which is what this other helmet is. I didn't know. I didn't even know. I was like, that's Greek mythology helmet because.
That it looks really Roman to me. I don't know, like what they put on Matt Damon looks just what I think of, like Roman.
It's a mohawk.
Yeah, the mohawks.
It's a mohawk. They call it like the broom top or something.
Right.
Okay.
They're like, oh my god, Hollywood's obsessed with the fucking broom, generic ancient broom helmet.
What hair is that? I don't get it. Is it horsehair?
It looks straight up like they pulled it off of like a push broom.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. It looks like they just took it cut off.
It says Rubbermaid at the bottom. I don't know.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, so not authentic.
Damn, they've been around for a while.
And maybe I personally will grant them a bit of historical inaccuracy if it is a matter. The boar tusk helmet looks like offensive. Like it looks like it would be. It looks like they would play a Chinese gong as he like showed up in it.
But I like how you don't the lack of knowledge around history. Like, nah, it looks like Orientalism.
It looks like Orientalism to me.
Like
it looks either like a high pony. Like it should be worn by like a Peloton trainer or Orientalism. Neither of which I'm okay with.
Jazzercise or Orientalism. I don't want it in my Homer. No.
Yeah.
In my no Homer. Yeah, no. It reminds me of Genghis Khan. Like not historically accurate Genghis Khan, because I don't know what that is. It reminds me of like the weird, we're just gonna grab whatever from history Genghis Khan that I grew up
like with. Bill and Ted's would have this helmet on Genghis Khan.
Bill and Ted's.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is the only history that I need.
Oh yeah.
It is cute though. I'm into it. I could rock that. I feel like I could pull that off.
I do kind of love it. I just don't know that it works as the first image of your action hero.
Fair.
Cut to Jack rocking this helmet everywhere just so he can get the jump on it. I would actually not do this. And then be like, oh, this? Oh, just call swag. Just call taking risks. You know what I mean? With my fashion. Y'all should look into it. Yeah. I mean, luckily, apparently this isn't like they haven't actually started shooting. So this must have been I wonder, you think they were like flying like a weather balloon of like historian outrage to be like, they're like, look,
how much
Chris,
of this shit are we gonna have to put up with?
Because it sounds like he's shooting at like locations that even Homer is referencing in the Odyssey, like Goat Island. Apparently,
and locations that will be a pain in the ass because Goat Island, it's not like named that because it looks like a goat head. It is overrun with goats.
Yeah, or that it's like the sickest island. Okay, in Greece.
Yeah, best island of all time.
But like
greatest island of all time.
That's what I'm like. I wonder if there's a little bit there where someone's like, "All right, Chris, you can go for it. Put the picture out. See what they say, because they're not gonna like that."
Yeah,
the historians they know this is some foolishness putting him in that. What is this? What period do you think this is? Fucking
it's all the guards period? Standing around Jesus at the cross. That's what period this is from, which is not
the push
Homer. Yeah. That's why it's throwing me off.
Yeah, it's maybe this will be like the early Sonic eyes. The little Sonic eyes that they're like, why would his eyes be that big and one solid mass?
Oh, his eyes and teeth. Wasn't it the teeth that were fucking people up too?
Yeah, his teeth. He had like little he looked like an SNL star when they get him switched out for veneers.
Alec Baldwin did reference
like, yo, his teeth are
year 3 veneers. I think Alec Baldwin called it in the special.
Alec Baldwin called it that. Jamie Loftus, shout out the great Jamie Loftus, has been on that forever. She's been like, wait, let's see who comes back with veneers, because that's who Lauren is gambling is going to be a hit.
Yeah. Can you bring up Sarah Sherman?
Sarah Sherman, yeah. Tori, such a pleasure having you on the podcast. Where can people find you, follow you, all that good stuff?
People can listen to my podcasts, Go Home Bible, You're Drunk, and White Homework.
Go Home Bible, You're Drunk.
And once a month, I am on the YouTube show Skeptic Generation, talking to people who disagree with us politically, which is going very interestingly, I will say.
Yeah.
We're making a little bit of progress with one caller, and I feel good about it. They're a conservative person who is Canadian, so
that
maybe
count.
not as conservative as here, but like still listens to like
conservative
all of
Canadian is an American progressive, I think.
In this case, absolutely not. In this case, Canada has real conservatives
got
now.
The bad MAGA poisoning.
Scary.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Thank you. The MAGA poisoning. I love that. And so, that's been really interesting. But you can check that out. Call in if you want to talk about something. If you disagree with my Australia takes, that's where to talk to me about it. I'm also on Blue Sky, and just at Tori Glass is how to find me. ToriGlass.bsky.social, I think is how they structure it. So,
that's
where I am.
Is there a work of media you've been enjoying?
Okay, if someone's already done this one, I have a backup. Just let me know. But somebody, I think on Threads, this is Mallory, or this is Mallory posted. RFK stands for "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, yes, thank you. I love that.
Junior,
are you fucking kidding me?
Junior.
Amazing. Are you fucking kidding me, Junior? Miles, where can people find you? Is there a work of media you've been enjoying?
That's what I think. That was a cut line from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade that Sean Connery.
Are you fucking
kidding me, Junior? Let's see. Find me at Miles of Gray everywhere. Find Jack and I on the Basketball Podcast. Miles and Jack at Mad Boosties. Find Sophia Alexander and I. We return on 420 Day Fiance.
Return.
It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you for a traumatic wildfire. But anyway, we'll be back, and you can step 2. Let's see some tweets I like. Unfortunately, not some blue skies, but some shit I saw on Twitter. Okay, in a panic, but this shit was funny. At BachXTop tweeted, "Just walked past the cockpit on this Delta flight, and the pilot is a straight white dude in his 30s. I'm gonna fucking die, dog." Another one is Diabetic of Enlightenment at D_of_E. It said, my first priority at the water park is always to decenter whiteness. And the second is to experience incredible thrills. Love that. And one more, Matt Zeitlin tweeted, missed the White Lotus premiere. Did rich people turn out to have personal foibles exacerbated by their wealth? Was travel revealed as less a chance to, quote, get away, but as proof that you never can? Yeah, but that's why we love it. That's why we love it.
Deep.
One of the works of media I liked from at Orange Palp, Paul McCallion on Twitter, tweeted a picture of Allison Williams and said she would chew a season of White Lotus like a pack of gum. And I think that's right. I did not see the first episode, but we will be watching. We'll be watching in this household. In this household, we will be watching season 3 of White Lotus. And Harrison Weinreb tweeted, you'll never see carbonated orange juice. The shaking instructions would be too complicated. And that's just a fact that I've asked myself, why don't they just carbonate the juices? Why not? And there's your answer. There's your fucking Landon Light. Anyways, you can find me on Twitter at Jack_O'Brien. You can find me on Blue Sky at JackOB1. You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. We have a Facebook fan page and a website, dailyzeitgeist.com, where we post our episodes and our footnotes. Where we link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode. You can also find that in the episode description, wherever you're listening to this. We also, in the footnotes, link off to a song we think you might enjoy. Miles, is there a song that you think people might enjoy?
Yes. It happens to actually be a band from Australia. Yes. And they're a fantastic band called Intermood. They do like psych jazz, psych disco kind of thing. It feels like yacht rock-ish, but there's like flute. It's funky. This shit goes. It's called Hypnagogic.
Wait, so was the psych jazz part of your description just a joke?
Yeah.
And then you said psych disco?
Yeah, exactly.
Psych jazz.
Psych disco. Real straightforward disco. But anyway, this is Hypnagogic by Intermood. Check it out. They're a great band. Fantastic musicians doing it. So yeah, check it out.
Check it out. We will look off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. That's going to do it for us this morning. Back this afternoon to tell you what is trending, and we'll talk to y'all then. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.